Hi everyone, I wanted to show you what I was working on. I took some inspiration off of YouTube from a couple of different places, one of which was Kathy Orta, and then another one was a quick mini album that I'll post the links to on the bottom when it's all done. But the goal that I wanted to do was I wanted to make a file folder album, and I wanted to use nothing but my papers and one coordinating sheet of cardstock per set. So one color for every month there was. So basically 12 sheets of paper, the entire album, and then the craft cardstock to make the mini album with. I did not use regular manila file folders because I was kind of worried that they were really bulky and I didn't want to have to cut them all down to the sizes that I wanted and then have to cover them or anything else. So I decided to go with Kathy's method of making new ones. What I also did, however, was I changed up the design a little bit in that these are just my 3 months. Hang on. There's my months there. Each of my manila folders that I designed has a pocket here, but if you flip it over, it has a pocket on the back side as well. And then I still have the bottom open for attaching it to the album base, however I want to do the spine. Another thing that I also did was I made each of the sides a flip up or flip out away from the spine so that I had a good real estate for every month. It was one of the things in the mini album that I saw that I wanted to get differently because I wasn't happy that January and December didn't really get a lot of real estate to work with because those are the 2 months that I really do take pictures in. Another thing that I ran into when I was doing this was I did 1 month on each side of the file folder, so I have like January and then February. But if you'll look, you'll see it got really thick. This is almost half an inch thick just this month, and I don't even have pictures or anything on here. So, short of having all of my album in a book that would have really a 4-inch binding, which would be about like that, I'm breaking it up and I'm putting 6 months in one and then 6 months in another album, do a cover for both, and then I will do and make a box that will incorporate both sets of albums. So that'll be what I do for this one, and I will include that with a link later on when I finish it and do a video of everything all done. But I did want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Like I said, I did take some things from Kathy Orta. I have followed her through a couple of years with her stuff on YouTube and some of her tutorials, and I've used a lot of her methods to create this. It is very similar to the one that she is doing right now, but it's different in how I put some things together. And like I said, this is my design on how I wanted to do a double manila folder with the flip out, and then I wanted that to repeat everywhere. I also have the middle album and everything else. So it's not exactly like hers. I don't know what her sizes or dimensions are, but like I said, I've watched her enough to know how to accomplish some of the same things that she did, and I do like her ideas. So it's not her album, it is mine. So if you do want a tutorial or a guide on how I've done this, send me an email or a comment and I will write one up. Okay, so here's what I did. I did, like I said, I did a flip for each of the sides. I did my 8x8, I cut it down to fit, did a pocket on each page in the front here. I've typically stayed with the same look and finish, but some of them have, gotten slightly different depending on what I was doing. Kathy had this really cool idea of putting 2 insert slots here, which I've mimicked, and then she also had something really neat about putting a main piece here and then having something be able to slide behind it. And I thought that was a really great idea, and it looked really, really cool, so I adopted that as well. Another thing that she did was she put a fixture here that kept her pages down onto the thing. Charlie Jones on hers uses magnets and stuff a lot, but I do like Kathy's way of doing it too. And I have a lot of these embellishments and trinkets from Stampin' Up! In the brackets and whatchamacallit case, I think. Hodgepodge Hardware. Yeah, there it is. Hodgepodge Hardware. And so I decided to start using up what I had. Using what I had in these albums is kind of what is inspiring me to do a lot of this. Hence why I've only used one color sheet per thing. I have used a lot of my blacks. I do consider black and craft paper staples that I just will run through unbelievable. And whenever Michaels has a sale, I always go and buy a bunch of them. Speaking of, the 12x12 craft at Michaels has been discontinued. So if you have a local craft store, Michaels around you, and they still have some, grab them because they are no longer continuing to be made. Okay, this is a flip and this is a flip. And both of these ones, this has a pull-out tab here, and this has a pull-out here. And on some of my pages, I also have pull-outs that you can kind of stick in somewhere as well. So it's kind of cool. Okay. And then, like I said, this flips back over, and then you can put whatever you want in this pocket here. When it goes to February, it flips the opposite way because it will look like this. Okay, so February will open this way. And then I have a lot of extra stuff that I'm still using and working on. I'm also doing another album with the 12x12 sheets, and there is a possibility that if I don't use everything from that album, I may incorporate some of that into here as well. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. This is the new Martha Stewart punch. It is really, really cool. And again, I've done that same design to where you can put something behind this, as well as these. I just haven't put the inserts in there yet. But this Martha Stewart punch it's a circle punch that creates this lace doily look. It was only on HSN, but it is now available at Michaels, and you can use your coupon on it, which is really cool. So it brings that price down quite a bit. Again, here I've used Kathy's. This Charlie Jones has, and I finally got a hold of the punch that does it. So I'm really happy because I really like how that looks as an unfinished project, and it's really nice for a picture to go in there. And I only put adhesive here and here underneath so that these side tabs will still lift up so you can put your picture into that. Okay. Again here, this is a flip up with a little belly band that I've gotten done there, and then this one flips over. Again, this February, you can put something into here. This February is actually sealed down because, let me get a hold of this, I actually have it to where you can get into here. Okay? So, that's the, oops, wrong way. Now, the reason why I'm kind of going through a couple of these to show you is because March is really thick if you actually look at it. I'm not even all the way done. I had to make May really thin because March turned out so thick. But I do love this page the way it turned out because of some of the things that I did. I flipped up the calendar here, which was really, really cool. And another thing, you know, I have the bottom piece here built up so that anything that goes down there hits. And of course there's another pocket here. I've used the Martha Stewart's on that. The pocket here is, of course. And this is what I love so much about this page, is I did the 3 pockets here. So, 2 pockets, excuse me. This one and this one have pockets and everything else. And that made it really, really thick because I had to kind of build that up a little bit. So I tried to keep everything else pretty thin over here. And I didn't add any other embellishments. But this, I really love how this turned out, and I will probably repeat this on another page later in the album. And then here's April. There's one flip there, and then again, here's that belly band, except I pushed it to the side this way so that it actually goes and hits that direction. Again, these have little things to where you can put underneath it. And I did repeat on the band, the fact that you can put something back here as well, and under here. Okay, and again here, you can do the same thing with these two pieces. Okay, so that's April and March. And then I'm currently in work on May. It's not completely done yet. I still have a whole bunch of my pieces and whatnot. Again, it starts off really basic. And then I create, and I just build up the page from, you know, like I said, everything that I've learned from everybody else that I've watched and looked at. I will be probably doing a tutorial on this, and like I said, I will write it down on paper. If you want it from me, let me know. Just leave some comments, and I'll get those via email. Anyways, when it's all finished and done, I will go ahead and post a picture and everything of it up on YouTube as well. Thanks for watching.